As I'm sure you have read in the title and probably seen in the thumbnail, today I'm turning my Nerf gun, it's a Nerf Rival Apollo by the way, into a BB gun. So the plan is to basically use my 3D printer and make an insert to constrict the inner diameter so it's the right size for a 6mm BB. And keep in mind though, they're plastic, so they're not going to have as much mass behind them as a metal one might. So it's not going to hurt as much if I do end up shooting myself. Just keep that in mind. So what I just did there in that time lapse is I took the gun apart and I removed that thing, and basically that was at the end of the tube there, the thing with the spring in it with the plunger, and that basically helps prevent damage when you dry fire. But obviously I want as much power as possible, so I removed it. This is the first print. Okay, let me make this quick. So basically, this design incorporated a reload mechanism, but when I designed and printed it, I was getting too far ahead of myself. This didn't work because there was some support material. I had to get it out of the way first. It was probably for the best because just want to make sure it works and actually suits the BB properly before I actually can incorporate a reload mechanism. I don't have any footage for the firing demo with that barrel, so you're just gonna have to look at a picture of the boot that I made. I already have a video on that if you want to check that out. But basically, because it was rings stacked on top of each other, the BB would bounce around inside of the barrel. 1, slowing it down. 2, when it would come out of the barrel, it was spinning in all sorts of directions. So it would curve left, right, down, up, all over the place. It just wasn't very accurate or anything. So I decided to print it long ways, horizontally. But I had to print it in 2 pieces because otherwise there'd be support material that I couldn't get out, which means I have to put like rails and stuff so they could slide together. And actually I ended up having to use a vise to put them together. Thankfully, nothing broke in the process. So now I got them all printed. This one was a bit thick, so I sanded it down a bit, and now it fits nice and snug. The only issue is that there's actually no stopper for the BB, so it'll just go through that hole right there, and obviously that wouldn't be good. So I'm guessing I'm gonna have to hot glue this thing on there because this actually does have the stopper bit. So I hot glued it, and actually I think I did a fairly good job. And as you can see, I used this screwdriver, which is pretty much the perfect size. Go in there as a guide to make sure it's all lined up properly. And yeah, you can see there, it's on the bottom nicely, so no interferences, it's all lined up well. Now I'm just putting tape over the thing there so that it's sealed better and more of the air gets directed through the barrel for more power. I put a piece of tape there to give the BB a bit of spin so that it's more stable in the air and flies more straight, and it also it's an upward spin, so the BB is less likely to drop over a distance, so it stays straighter in the air. And actually, all rival blasters do have this for the rival balls so that they stay straight and they spin. It's just that notch right there that I'm sure you can see.
Hola amigos!
Oh yeah, for the camera?
Oh, I'll put that in the YouTube video. It'll be famous for your software. Oh, okay.